Couple.
If anyone's around.
Okay, we are back. I'm gonna try to get Tali back in frame here. I have to play around with some of these.
Am I out of frame?
You've been out of frame since you left.
Gotcha.
Probably
Yeah,
about right.
Sometimes I
There we
like to
go.
wander.
Okay, everyone's in the right spot. We are back. We're gonna do a quick after show. These are things I usually ask my players after all of our sessions, just to gauge what they got out of it, if everyone's having fun. Real simple stuff. I will keep an eye on chat if anyone has any particular questions, and maybe we can answer them, maybe we can't. I do plan on at some point having a Q&A episode. Maybe not with everybody, maybe just with myself. We'll broach that at some other point. But I just want to invite everyone to watch our normal after session sort of wrap ups. So how's everyone doing?
It's good to be back.
Yeah,
it is good to be back.
I miss these characters. I miss this world.
Yes.
I miss Tali.
We all miss Tali.
It has been 3.5 months or so since we last played this particular game, this setting, these characters.
June 27th.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. So I actually think we all jumped back into this fairly well.
Yeah.
That was pretty easy.
I had to get my own bearings in the beginning and ignore the camera on me. But I think we really got into it. I think you guys dropped back into your characters really well, which I fully appreciate. I know that can be difficult.
Well, it helps that, as we've stated, I am Ander, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it makes it easier.
I was saying, it's like the moment you started playing Ander, maybe not the first episode, but like by the second episode, it's like, oh, this is Steven.
Well, it's the first character. It's the first character I've played in
a long time,
10, 12 years. So
yeah.
Yeah, Tali was my first character.
No, it's not a complaint. So. It's just one of those. It's just one of those where I'm so familiar with you that it's like, oh, this is Steven.
And I fully didn't expect him to last this long.
Mm-hmm. The only surviving original member of the crew.
Hey, that's not technically true.
I was 2.0
well,
though.
Within
I came in later.
Yeah.
1.5
for a few months.
Well, not all the other starting members died.
They didn't die. They left.
Some of them are around.
Yeah, some of them are still around. Yeah.
Penelope.
Yeah, so like I said, we've been playing this game for close to over 2 years now, give or take a few months because of our breaks and missed episodes and whatnot.
Ooh,
and
actually,
we're only level 8,
D&D
but
on the 13th.
we'll I'll be keeping an eye on leveling a bit more. We are using a milestone-based leveling system. I don't keep track of experience points. I think it leads to a competitive nature, and really puts undue pressure on players to make sure they get to sessions, or else we have one character who's a level behind because they missed an important session or whatnot. And with how infrequently I tend to have large combats at the very least, I don't want a big disparity between experience points. So we use milestone. I think it helps keep the level ups narrative based instead of, oh, you defeated a goblin here. Well, that looks like it's enough to level up. I mean, it wasn't really important, but sure, you level up. No, yeah, I prefer to level up narratively significant times, which is working out.
It's also meant that we haven't sought out certain fights. Like there was that one time in the Whitewood where there were all those, what were those big lightning bugs?
Yeah, the shocker flies. Yep.
Where it's like, and Penelope, it was, got them to leave, and you're like, do you want to chase them? It's like, no, we're good.
Yeah, this group actually does a really good job of not picking undue fights.
We actually try to avoid fights more than anything.
Yeah, which I appreciate. I appreciate.
We much prefer interacting with characters than killing them.
Yeah.
The only downside to a milestone system is you can't shout EP at the end.
Right.
That's probably for the best.
Probably.
Yeah, that's another thing. Going actual experience points, a lot of players assume they have to get into as many fights as possible because that's the normal way of racking up experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if we were doing experience, I would give experience for non-combat related ways of progression,
Mm-hmm.
as I believe it is even described in the book. But I know a lot of DMs are, you get fights when you kill things, or you get experience when you kill things, and it doesn't set a good precedent for the setting and the story and the environment I want to tell. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not the way I do things.
Yeah. And it turns out it kind of works with this group.
Yeah, it works well. But hopefully it won't be another 2 years for 8 levels. We'll work on that.
It'll be an interesting 2 years.
Right. We'll
The past
we'll
2
we'll
were
see.
pretty interesting.
Yeah. We'll see how long it takes. But yeah, we got back into things pretty well. I liked the interactions. The recap. I'm actually quite happy with the recap only taking 2 hours, to be honest.
We don't have a lot of details, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
because we
well,
did
pretty
cover
good.
several months of story there.
Yeah. We had one time where we were recapping for Sevgi, for stuff that she hadn't been there for, and it pretty much took the whole session.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a full recap of everything we've done up till that point.
Right.
Yeah. Of the whole,
So that's a lot for you to do on your off days, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the sitcom flashback episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one that would have been fantastic to bring in people on, because we were literally explaining everything that happened, but in a way that wasn't just, hey viewer, here's everything that's happened until now. We're literally telling it to a character who didn't know.
Yeah.
But I'm actually glad that we didn't do a whole episode that was just recapping everything.
Yeah. We got the broad strokes, and I'll leave the rest to conversations off camera and just let things progress as they would. Like I said, it's going to be a much larger discussion, and a discussion that you're probably not going to be all that involved in once it immediately gets out of your jurisdiction. But that's stuff that's going to be happening in the background. We will see what happens to the hobgoblins and the Belt Shamad and Moria Dessa, and I threw out a lot of lore for things that are just going to kind of sit in the background for a little bit. But I hope it gave everyone a good context of what the party has done, some of the experiences they've had, some of the morally gray areas that I like to base my adventures around.
So looking forward to unambiguous evil.
We'll see.
Yeah.
No.
If you think that's going to be black and white, full on evil,
no.
There's no way.
It's mostly black and white with a little bit of gray, not just
it's like
completely gray like last time.
but it's like it's not going to be anywhere as nuanced as I think this one was.
The grayer areas will be more tangentially related. But we're getting into spoiler territory here, because you guys have a vague idea of what's coming up.
We know what the
the
well, it's because we sort of touched on this one before in game.
Yeah. Don't know how it's going to play out, but you know who kind of the beginning scenario, and we'll get to that.
I'm not sure we even know the scenario. We just know vague ideas of what we're going to chase after.
We had another session 0 sort of situation where I pitched a number of story arcs to get an idea of what the party wanted to play, and I think that's important because this party is certainly different from other parties that I've played with, and they want different things, they interact with different things, go about things differently. So I wanted to be conscious of what they wanted to play. At least the overall theme and the tone of the story as it's going to be. And there's plenty more going on in the background of my world. We had 5 different scenarios to choose from, and those
Only
are
4. But that's what we know of.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
sure there's more.
That was the short list that I created with your instruction not to give you a whole page of new problems to deal with. So
Yeah,
we
I know
picked
at
from
least
known
one
problems.
thing that wasn't on that list
Mm-hmm.
that we know is open thread that's unraveling in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, yeah.
But we are now talking about things that nobody else knows about. So back to
True.
this episode. Everyone seemed pretty good. Christian, how is it getting into a brand new character? I hope that wasn't too stilted for you.
I really don't know yet. We'll just see as things progress.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, you only had a little bit of time there. Again, a lot of recap that you weren't really a part of, and as a new character, you don't have a lot of downtime. But next episode, we're gonna get everyone back into the swing of things, and I think you're gonna have some moments to shine. I hope.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I do think Omen's moment with what's the
Salmon?
what?
The kid?
Yeah, the spazzy kid.
Tammin, yeah.
Oh, Tammin.
Tammin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Omen's moment
That was
with Tammin
hilarious.
and the haste
And the hay spell.
was probably
Yeah,
actually my favorite moment of
that
it.
was
That was
fantastic.
good.
Yeah,
That was good.
that was fantastic.
You want to go faster? Now,
Right.
so part of me was
Okay,
half
Sonic
waiting
the
for him to
Hedgehog.
throw the kid because he's big enough to just like
I
football.
was.
But that
Yep.
was a better. Pasting him was probably the better option, honestly.
Honestly, it's like
Yeah.
as soon as it said that, like he's gonna haste.
Uh-huh.
I think it's funny that the kid decided to go steal bread and harass. Like, of all of the things he could
Play
Yeah,
grab
that's
ass and steal bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want from an adolescent boy? Christian actually does know a bit more about that character than everybody else
I was gonna
does.
say,
But
I know. It was
Really?
obvious.
Is
Got
he-
pretty obvious there.
what?
yeah,
It's like, wait a
Yeah, I
second.
wouldn't be surprised by that.
All I know is there's something up with that kid. He ain't right.
Well,
That
I
boy.
mean, you knew he wasn't right before.
That boy ain't right.
It's like he hasn't encountered all of the current characters because a couple of us weren't here when the group first arrived.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tammin.
Not
yeah.
everyone. Not everyone got led on that stupid street chase at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was great. That was great.
I
That was
knew
hilarious.
it was coming too. I wasn't gonna
Mhm.
I wasn't gonna fall into that trap.
Wasn't gonna play with them.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just in my own way.
In your own way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna play a different game where you know the rules, but he doesn't.
I was thinking like enlarge or slow. Slow would probably fuck him up.
Yeah, that yeah. That would have messed with him.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He had a
Next
lot of
time.
fun with haste. I don't know, man. That would have been a completely different situation casting slow.
Next time.
That would have been
Next
interesting.
time.
We're not like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we definitely need to. I need to do some work with Lear because I don't like where that's going at all.
What's wrong with Lear? Lear's great.
You turned him into an
like the
emo.
confidence. I like the confidence.
The aesthetics need work.
Yes. Because dressing fancy is how you get noticed and get caught. And then that emo hair is just no.
Just shave him.
Shape the
Bah.
kid, but we need to
It's like,
discuss
not
the
until
finer
you, it's
points.
like you don't get hair until you can grow a decent haircut.
There's nothing
like,
wrong with that haircut.
I
Oh,
get it.
terrible
Like I said,
haircut.
you're feeling confidence, but like you can't show off when you're doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing.
That, however, is a valid point.
Yes, that is the more important thing. Is the head. Yeah, you gotta fly under the radar with this, buddy.
But he's definitely gained some confidence and a better self-image with Zadok speaking in the back of his head.
And that part is awesome,
Yeah.
and it proves that it's not all
Also
bad. Like
worrying.
there are positive
My
influences.
concern is if he just gets like full of himself and gets some kind of like weird ego problem, and then it's technically now you're
Yep.
annoying.
Which is
I
why
don't like you anymore.
Which is why a huge part of my downtime was going to be like working with him on philosophy of
Like humble
warlocking.
yourself.
Well, remember, his number one goal is to be capable enough to protect his sister.
Right.
Yeah, which
And
is
there's a
nice.
similarity there between how Ander got started and what Anders.
As long as he doesn't turn into another Rennick.
Rennick's great.
Well,
I don't know
Rennick-
what your problem with Rennick is. Rennick is
Rennick's
fantastic.
a good guy, but like I said, yes,
He's just obnoxious.
his initial goal was to protect his sister, and so I want to really like hone in on that and
Mhm.
focus on
Mhm.
use to. I hate to make it sound like Spider-Man, but using the powers for good
Yeah.
with great
Hey, did you see the
responsibility.
And I was going to
picture
go
that Christian
Star Wars.
posted?
Just guide him.
That too.
Say, did you see the picture Christian posted in the other chat?
No.
I had not yet.
You should look at it.
But yeah, I actually like. He's kind of a case for like, hey, this is the
Yep.
good thing. It brought a kid who was, having some issues out. Seems better now. Oh god.
Mhm. Edgy Peter Parker. I love it.
That's
Exactly.
what I was laughing at before.
The
Christian,
emo
you love
Peter
it.
Parker.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
God, I
Uh,
hated that part. That
And
was
the conversation with Regina seemed to be taking a positive turn before stuff got caught on fire.
yeah, what's she gonna think now that something in your room has caught on fire?
Look, that is a
I honestly thought it
completely
was,
separate problem.
A
It has
completely
nothing to
separate
do with
problem.
warlockery.
A completely separate problem that you have spoken to nobody official about.
Yeah,
That's true.
well, I was hoping to
Not
take
tell
care
anybody we
no
have a fire
spoilers, though.
elemental.
We don't want to give away any spoilers.
Yes. Yes. We will get to
I
that.
already heard that.
We will get to that next week. As far as what's in the backpack.
What's in the box?
What's
personal
in the
side
box?
quest. Damn it.
Nobody knows.
Yep.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery.
I mean,
See,
not to us.
Ander, It's
Oh,
Anders'
wait,
no,
wait.
mystery.
I forgot. Literally, only Aquila and Ander actually know about it.
Actually, yeah, true.
Because we didn't tell anybody. It's just been in Anders' bag the whole time because Holly wasn't conscious. Sevki was something. She wasn't with us. We didn't have Christian's new character. Chinaris
and
was
I thought I was
out
going to be able
too.
to take care of this problem faster.
Yeah. So literally, only Aquila and Ander know what that is.
Yeah, this is a problem that has been postponed like for in-game months
Yeah.
and out-of-game months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because that was back when we were in race.
Actually,
Yeah,
I think I feel like it's been over a
Yeah.
year out of game because that was
it's been a
the
while.
day that I was like out at a baby shower or something.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Which was like
right. You weren't
during
there
warm-
that day.
I remember it was warm, so it was definitely around summer or springtime.
Yeah, but no,
I'm
you're right.
sure
You
it's
weren't there
longer
at
than
Should have
I.
been December because this is South Carolina.
Yeah.
I know.
Look, moral of the
warm.
story is no good deed goes unpunished. That's what you'll try and help people
I mean,
or
it's a
things.
good deed.
I'm trying to help.
And then
Yep.
we forgot about it for months.
I haven't forgotten about it. I just couldn't find a good place to deal with the problem.
You have had other things
Haven't
to
gotten
take
around
care
to
of.
it yet.
Yes.
True.
We'll
I've been a little busy.
we'll see
Just
how that
dropped
plays
it in the
out.
volcano.
Yeah, hopefully that excuse / reasoning will fly.
Well, we
Yeah.
will.
Get cooked.
Let's cut off the speculation there. We will get back to that next week.
Yep.
Anyone have anything interesting insights, reactions to this game?
So happy to be back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said
Yeah.
it's like there was one point where you started describing how big Christian's character was, and I started to speculate what his character was, and I was right. Yay! I'm usually not right.
I'm just glad that Tali got to hang out with Harj and Ray again. I kind of missed him. even though he's frustrating.
Right.
The,
Yeah.
the,
Mhm.
the second best point of the stream was Valier's assessment of Stavika.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, God damn it! Why do
Yeah.
you have to give me an asshole, Jack?
Uh-huh.
She's I feel like mate trying to piss her off is going to be my new side hobby. Because I don't like her.
All right. The warlock's hobby is to piss off the warlock hunter.
Valier's not the only one who's gained a little newfound confidence lately.
Yeah. Apparently.
Yeah. Though there was definitely one point, unfortunately, I think I cut out before I could react to it, where Keela very nearly just started elbowing him in the ribs and be like, "Stop it!"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sure there were a number of moments because I was just by the end of that first.
I
By the
wasn't
end of that
there,
interrogation,
remember?
yeah.
For
By
most
the
of
end
it, I
of that
wasn't there.
interrogation, I was just needling her.
I know,
as
and
much
it
as I
follows.
could.
Yeah, but at the same time, Keela would be like, "Stop it! Why are you trying to make this harder for me, or harder on me?"
Because he was pissed and wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'm sure that won't have any repercussions at all.
Hey,
Not at
someone was
all.
None whatsoever.
if someone was referring to any of you guys as an it and a beast,
Yeah.
I'd be doing the same thing, if not
No.
worse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you.
The only reason I didn't tell her where to shove it was because, that really would have been bad for all of us.
I mean, you guys have called Keela a dog before.
Not directly.
Your mentor calls you a pup.
That's in an affectionate way. It's different.
When did we called you a straight up dog?
It was that one time that I used healing word and I was like, Akila, heal. Because I wanted her to heal, not
Okay.
heal.
No, that
That was
was
just
there
a
have
pun.
been a couple other times where it's like there have definitely been sort of referring to Keela as a dog.
Were you being a pain in the arse at the time?
I mean, it is a Keela.
I think it might have come up once or twice when Linnea was trying to refer to that form, because frankly, nobody knows anything about you.
Yeah,
Very
that's
true.
There's a lot of stuff I'm not allowed to say.
Also,
But there's
Allowed.
other stuff. But there's also stuff I am allowed to say. But you never ask about that stuff.
I would say there's a difference between when you and your buddy talk smack about each other or say something, and when someone outside the friend group says something.
Yeah.
It's
That's
one
a
thing,
problem.
I can forgive insults between us. I can't forgive insults from some old who doesn't know anything about what she's talking about. Or personally.
Yeah.
I'm sure she has a
That
wealth
was
of
harsh.
experience, but
Yeah.
so, yeah, I was. It was using all my willpower not to actually say something worse to her,
Mm.
and just be passive aggressive and needly.
Well, that really was the first time your characters, aside from Akila, and that's only been in letter form, has actually interacted with Stabuka. This was the
Yeah.
this was the debut of her actual character.
Yeah.
I
She
knew
rude.
she was. I figured she was gonna be rude from the text conversations that they've had, but was not quite prepared for that.
Yeah.
I wasn't
She's,
so surprised by it.
She's definitely a character. And we'll see how much more becomes of her. How much more of who she is, what she does, what she stands for is going to come to light.
I went at her.
I will say, Jack, if you ever want to have the character that's secretly been the bad guy the whole time, prime candidate right there. I think we'd all be okay with putting a knife in her.
I think the problem is that would be too obvious.
Yeah, sometimes obvious.
I mean, it depends on what
It
you
was
consider the
Lori
bad guy.
the whole time.
Yeah, there you go.
What was that?
No, then I would really feel bad. I said it was a
Lori
Lori the whole time. Valier's
Nah,
sister.
man, don't do that.
Yep. I mean, to be fair, you never did see the hag and Ilori in the same room together.
Don't do that.
You
Jack.
guys
Don't do that
polish
to
your
me,
own
man.
tinfoil hats enough. I don't need to add to that.
No, you really don't.
I'm finally trying to be a decent mentor. Don't put that on me. I'm finally getting attached.
Yep.
Yeah, stop him from being, Spider-Man 3 Peter Parker.
I'm trying.
Yeah. So
I'm going to try.
Oh,
that.
you guys
terrible.
finally met Stabika. There
Yeah.
was a brief reintroduction to Lelir, and even briefer introduction to Eula, but I do want to
Yeah, seriously,
touch
what's up
up
with
on
that?
that again. We only have so much
Okay.
time. I tried to squeeze things in, and it's already almost 8 o'clock.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
we had a 2-hour
Yeah,
recap and
yeah.
then 2 hours to just downtime. So
Yeah.
Lorraine
Lots to
got
squeeze
some
in.
decent screen time.
Lorraine got some
Lorraine-
good screen
yeah.
time.
it's like, we need to keep. It's like, if anyone digs up Linnea, oh god, I couldn't remember her name. Linnea's grave.
Forgot about it
Marine
already.
prime candidate.
Already forgotten.
No, I just had a brain fart. But no, it's like, I vote her as prime candidate if anyone digs up Linnea's grave.
Yeah.
I feel like she actually still came off as more personable than she has before.
Yeah, she did.
Before she was pretty quiet. I like Lorraine. She seems cool.
She
Yeah,
seemed-
Christian's gonna have a hell of a time if someone digs up. I don't want to go through that.
I was getting sad earlier thinking that Lilia is going to have to find out about Linnea at some point.
Uh-huh.
Don't you mean Abigail?
I mean,
Yes,
that whole
Abigail,
situation, yeah.
Abigail by extension, but thinking about
okay.
Lilia, not only is one of the people that she sent up there to go help, and probably... Yeah. But now everybody's dead. So
I was like, can't we just let her think that we're all dead too?
Well, there was also an important conversation that was had that I don't think anybody else was privy to. I think that's something we did
That's right.
in the garage, back when we were playing in person.
yeah.
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 We're gonna do those in the future whenever we get back into a single space. You're gonna make us all
Everybody
leave?
log off real quick.
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean for this he can just pull people into.
Yeah. For this, I have
thing.
whisper chats. We'll burn
Yeah,
that
true.
bridge when we get back to actually having a bridge to stand on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lilia, Abigail, and Corinne certainly, all
thinking about
NPCs
Corinne,
that
too.
nobody, none of the audience knows about. So we'll keep that discussion to a minimum. But yeah,
So
there's
next week, are we gonna be able to go visit Milzer?
oh Milzer, oh boy, we should visit Milzer.
I thought about
Yeah,
saying that I wanted to go visit him before anything else, just for
Yeah.
fun.
our
I know, it's like,
viewers need to know who Milzer is.
Yes.
I can't wait to see Milzer
Oh,
again. That was
yeah.
like
Milzer.
one of my goals during this downtime.
Yeah,
Maybe he has a fire extinguisher that we can borrow.
you never know what he has,
I
honestly.
mean, too bad for one person
I
who
have
actually
my,
has water stuff is, not here.
I have my magic rain
You
stick
have your
here.
magic rain stick. Yep.
You're up in
Yeah, and my create food and water
You're
spell.
up in
too,
Kirkwood.
but- I mean, actually,
Mhm.
no, because Jack, you said it had been a few weeks. So is it like after I get back from Kirkwood, or is it
Yeah,
while I'm in
you would be
Kirkwood
back
this
by
is
now,
happening?
actually.
Okay.
Time was a little nebulous
Okay,
now,
there
but
you
you
go.
guys would have converged back at the guild hall at this point. Had
Cool.
to kind of wrap things up towards the end there because I didn't want to go too long.
Sure.
I want to establish a
Too
2
much
to 7
overtime.
time block, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's
he
back
only
to the
went
guild
like
hall.
what 7:12, so that's
I-
pretty good.
Yeah,
was
you
gonna say,
kind
I
of killed me. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, you kind of killed me because like, Regina was like, okay, tell me more.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Cut.
about to get ready to like, all right, let's go over let's go over some points.
hmm
I was trying to figure out how to bring like Lilia up, and then fire.
Yep.
Son
Yep.
of a bitch.
That's
Like
how I
you were
work.
finally ready to tell her everything, and then you gotta wait
Yeah.
longer.
It was like, cool.
After all
finally
this
get this
time.
off my chest and get some of this out in the open. And
That's how suspense works.
Yeah.
but I'm not on the great sword, so hey,
That is true.
win.
Yet.
In an alternate
You're still in One
reality
Piece.
that Zadok briefly let you see with your connection to what's that ability you have? Yeah, entropic ward, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, with your ability to very briefly see alternate realities or impending futures. You just get a flash at some point of her greatsword sticking out your back, and then you are snapped back into your own reality.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh, wow, that doesn't fit.
I was honestly surprised that you didn't that Zadok didn't have like a "the hell are you doing" moment.
I mean, unfortunately or unfortunately, now that you recruited Lelir, you are no longer an exclusive resource for him.
Yeah, you're
You can only
expendable
be one
now.
brain at a time.
Well, no, more that he's not as concerned about me eating it anymore.
You're expendable now.
He can definitely pay attention to more than one person at a time, I would hope.
No,
Okay,
but
'cause I'm like, that's a little.
you
That's what I was
could
concerned
tell
about.
in the inky mental undulating spaces in the recesses of your mind that Zadok is definitely interested to see how this conversation goes.
I mean, like I said, the
He
whole
has to wait
reason
now.
I'm doing it is I think it will it helps me progress my goals if I don't
Yeah.
have to be so hidden.
This will either help you and therefore help him, or you will die, and I mean, it's like
Still have
losing a
reward.
spoon.
Yeah, he still got someone and I'm off the hook. We either way we both come out of this ahead.
Yeah.
But
It's like
yeah,
the
my
failure
thought
child and then the second child. It's like, okay, well that one's a failure, but this one I have hope for.
It's like playing a roguelike. You
Well,
lose one adventurer and another one just pops up.
I was gonna say it's like the heir and the spare.
Yeah.
At a certain point, to get the questions he wants answered, I'm going to need people in high positions that know who I am and what I do,
Yeah.
and I can work through
Can
them.
vouch for you.
Ender
It's a process of working up.
Ender has had quite some difficulty navigating around the arcane census, such a formidable, entrenched institution that rigidly controls the flow of magic in the world, and a lot of his questions involved how does magic work?
Yeah.
And
Because he doesn't cast like normal.
yeah, he doesn't cast like normal.
He basically casts with cheat codes.
Yeah.
He's a hacker.
And it's hard. I imagine it's hard always being concerned that you're gonna slip up and cast a spell and somebody's going to realize that it's being cast differently than a wizard or a sorcerer does it, or you're gonna slip up and reveal some insight that a mundane character just wouldn't have, or you get stopped by an arcane census member just like at an outpost somewhere, which has happened, and you gotta really be careful about what you say,
Yeah.
or when
climbs out of his bean.
Yeah, or we'll get to Redna because Redna didn't actually show up in this episode, but I'm excited for Redna to show up. We briefly described Redna.
I was going to end the conversation with Regina and oh, by the way, meet my familiar.
Meet my inky, oily brain pet.
Hey, he can be very adorable.
He can.
And that was going to be my closer.
Yeah.
Like, look at how cute this is.
But instead, you get fired.
Do something cute.
So assuming Ander doesn't get put in shackles, maybe Savin and Redna can have some fun together.
Yeah.
Because you're not the only one with a familiar anymore.
Yeah. I had that thought. At first it was like, oh, cool. I want to see how these guys interact. And then it was like, yeah, but first I gotta figure out how Omen's gonna find out that Anders a warlock since.
I mean, that's gonna happen eventually.
How's this wizard gonna, this sanctioned arcane census wizard gonna handle hanging out with the warlock?
Considering that it should be pointed out to anyone who is still watching, if there is anyone.
Yeah, there are people.
The rest of the party did not find out intentionally.
Like I said, it's like Redna just decided to follow after Ander.
Yeah. Redna decided to pop out and be helpful, but it was fairly obvious on first sight that
that's not
normal familiar. The how'd you get that?
Yep.
Which was a fun day.
Yeah.
Up until then, I had been managing to either very rarely cast spells not in sight of anyone, or play them off. I forget exactly.
There's
Yes.
been some close calls, but
Yeah.
it hasn't
so
actually
Gakeel
come up.
was
With
suspicious.
I think Rennick saw you cast a spell once, right?
Well, the chance encounters now.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that's
chance
right.
encounters were
They know
told.
now.
It,
That
Yeah.
was too much. That was too big of a situation to try and pretend I don't have cast
Yeah.
ability when it's my main resource.
yeah, you would have been at
Yeah.
a big disadvantage if you were essentially down a party member to deal with that.
Yeah. That's how people find out as we get to a life or death situation. It's like, all right, it's either
Ugh,
keep hiding
fine.
and die, or finally come out and finish this fight.
Yep.
I'm coming out.
So look
want
forward
to
to
know.
more warlock out of the closet moments from Ander. It's a rough world, having to be forced out sometimes.
We're working on more lack acceptance. It'll be
Very
a thing.
yeah. There is definitely a lot of prejudice in this world, religiously, class-based, and also actual
Racially?
class-based, racially. Oh yeah, racist grandma
You're not.
Stavuka.
Yeah.
Definitely a concern. Very nuanced world, and I do hope to tactfully and respectfully shine some light on some of these social issues that I think we can definitely
Yeah.
connect with in this day and age. So
This is not a happy rainbows
Sure.
high fantasy world.
no, it's not. This is a very more
It's honestly
realistic
pretty
world.
realistic.
Yeah.
Like socially, like it's there.
I simply find that
At
more
times,
interesting.
this makes Game of Thrones look like Lord of the Rings.
Well, I will assume that is a compliment.
Yes.
Very much so, I'm sure.
Okay. Well, I kind of want to wrap this up because we're coming up on time, and Taylor is frozen, thankfully in a very
Oh.
happy
Oh,
face.
Lord.
She's having a good time. We lost her there.
Smiley.
Um,
Okay. Well, yeah, and I'm getting hungry.
yeah. So I think we're gonna wrap up here. Does anyone have anything else they wanna say as we conclude our first episode, our first
Already ready for
reaction
next
episode?
week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready to play again right now, but I'm hungry.
All right, another
Wow,
7
wait.
hours. Let's go. You guys are ready, right? No.
Not Halloween, Jack. We're not we only
true.
do 12 hours at Halloween.
All right. Well, I had a great time.
It was worth it that time though.
Yeah,
Me too.
I had a great time. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. I saw some very nice, very kind comments before my stream cut out for a little bit there. So thank you all for your support. Those of you who have stuck around for the 6 hours or so that we've been on air, I thank you for hanging out with us. I hope you had a great time. Very exposition-based episode here. A lot of talking. So not a huge amount of action.
We're normally better at role playing than this.
But
A lot of
I
opportunity.
think we role
We're just
played really
rusty.
well, actually, especially considering we've taken so much time off.
Yeah, this was a lore dump more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lore dump
15
recap.
weeks.
Yeah, it
Lore
was a long
dump.
time.
Yeah.
Christian has been in torture this entire time, being caught between characters in limbo, screaming, "I told you so, I told you so, you idiots," in the back of his head for 15 weeks.
Well, I've been screaming that in the back of my head for longer, but
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
certainly in the last 15 weeks.
It's gotten louder in your head.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got Linnea killed.
Yeah. I mean, we just let it happen. Yeah, there's not really an excuse for that, honestly.
Once
There's nothing you can
Linnea
say.
ran off, there was only so much you could do without like the shit completely hitting the fan.
So literally, the one thing I almost did say during that interrogation when they mentioned the reward thing,
Mhm.
and in all seriousness, I almost went, "Being able to sleep tonight's reward enough." Like,
Yeah.
I still stand by the indecision we made.
Oh, yeah.
I still stand by
Mhm.
most of the results. So
I'm glad to hear that. Okay.
My conscience is really clear.
Yeah. We're going to wrap up here so we can all get on with our evenings. So, thank you all for hanging out with us for 6 hours. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I hope this was a nice representation of, just normal friends playing a normal game of D&D. We have a lot to work towards. Technically, certainly
the stream
some
I'm
issues.
under right now.
Yeah, everyone's a little wonky right now, but we all start off somewhere, and I strive to every week get a little bit better. I got to get back into talking continuously for 6+ hours. My voice is shot at this point. I don't know how well that is coming across. We'll see if I'm able to speak tomorrow. But I'm hoping every episode is better and better. I hope to continue to bring interesting stories, or start our first interesting story next week. And I thank everyone for hanging around. I thank my players for being patient while we had this hiatus and being great getting back into things. Thank you to all the viewers who have stuck around. And catch us back next week. Same time, same day, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern. And we'll
Same
have...
bat time, bat channel. Come on, Jack.
Nah. Cool. So, we're going to sign off from now. I'll throw up.